Hey guys, Darryl from Playcasters here, and today I'm just sending out a plea to the CSGO developers. Just going to go through a couple of things that I feel could really improve this game. Don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of updates and that's something that this game needs. Just making sure there are updates to fix and correct things, and also just to generally improve the game. Operation Payback has done some of this by introducing the idea of contributing money for an item, which also gives rewards to the map creators, which means the sort of community comes together, and it also means that, you know, it's a system to build on. So say we could have an operation for playing competitive games with 2 flashbangs, 102, 128 tick servers, and that sort of money that you pay to do that would be awesome, just to be able to play the game how it's played competitively. I know a lot of casual players will have no need for that. They're happy with their 64 tick servers, they're happy with 1 flashbang, and don't get me wrong, it's great. The idea to maybe play the more competitive maps such as Season, Mirage, Contra, Rosca, all of those sort of maps, fantastic. If we could have a sort of operation for that, being able to pay to play for them, it might also counteract the hackers if it had a sort of okay price. I'm happy with this sort of £2.50, £5, £4, whatever price to pay for it. I'm fine with that. I've paid for an £11 game. That's an acceptable amount. It's not a full AAA title, £30, £50. So let's just jump in. First of all, I want to talk about the Deagle. So as we can see, this is our lovely Deagle. One of the things I don't like about it, you're shooting around and you get this whole sort of screen shake. Now, this is something that really sort of bugs me. So, like, I'm saying, oh look, I'm shooting at the head. Okay, but we're getting this sort of headshot. Any other time, probably not the same. Okay, so let's say, ooh, I'm in a situation and I'm panicking. It looks like I've got some sort of aimbot going on. Obviously not without the decent aim, but the screen's shaking everywhere. Something that I've noticed with the Deagle is that the first shot is probably the most accurate. So as long as you're like just taking it slow, you're taking the shots one by one, and you're not trying to do some sort of COD 4 Deagle spam, you are okay. So competitively, I don't think the Deagle's got any use. I generally don't. It's better to stick with the 250 or the Glock, depending on what side you're on. And it sort of takes me back to the OP Deagle that we had like several updates ago. Boom, boom, double headshot. So yeah, as I said, the OP Deagle, part of it was really nice. Don't get me wrong, 2 shots to the chest, person dies. The sort of cost of the gun made that sort of acceptable. But then they sort of nerfed the Deagle so much that's completely, utterly useless now. So like, say if I want to do that, I can't. I'm generally getting no hits after that first shot. So if they could get rid of the aim punch, so I could actually just take shots without this sort of whole sort of screen shake, that'd be awesome. But for now, look at that. Okay, admittedly he's standing still, and I'm probably missing because I'm awful at the game. But it's just got no use. So how they could improve this is either lower the cost of the Deagle, so that sort of risk reward is more sort of ideal. Alternatively, make the kill reward go up. Okay, so the price could still be the same, but the reward sort of be in line with the Mag 7 or any of those sort of SMG kill rewards. So maybe $500 kill reward as opposed to what you get at the moment would make this sort of gun a bit more acceptable and a bit more viable if you're willing to take the risk of its awful aim punch and the lack of actual aim sort of use on it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to now move on to the next sort of thing. And to do this, I'm going to have to turn on the sort of aim punch thing. So sorry if the demo recording is a little laggy. It's because Fraps is being an utter arse recently. So if we turn on bots don't shoot 1, I'll probably die actually. Just to make this a little safer, I'm going to turn this v cheats on. And then I'm going to turn God on. Okay, so let's make these able to shoot at me now. So, oh fuck's sake. Okay, so as you can see, fuck, that's really loud. So as you can see, they're shooting me. I've got this whole sort of aim punch thing where my screen is going fucking mental. This really is annoying when you're in a game. Someone's got an SMG and you've got a gun that should potentially just be better than this. Okay, you're trying to shoot and you just get shot everywhere. So that's another thing that's really bugging me when I'm playing the game recently. Like, I'm trying to shoot, they've got pistols and they're completely overpowering me with the rifle. So if they could find some way to sort of balance it or totally reduce it, that would really make it useful. Another thing that people have been asking for is the silencer. Personally, come from CSS, it would be great to see a silencer, but I don't think it's actually 100% needed. It is purely a cosmetic thing, and I've really gotten used to the whole sort of idea of having an M4 without a silencer. So I think that's more just a sort of community thing. Any other things that I can think of is making the competitive servers 128 tick. This is just so that the reg is a lot nicer, because at the moment the whole idea of playing on matchmaking is awful. Like, it doesn't sort of replicate a competitive setting for the majority of players. Another thing that I know people have a problem with is this sort of blur on the scope. Now, thankfully, that doesn't appear to be a problem at the moment. For some reason, I've just realised that. So that's probably not a good thing. The smoke on SE maps, again, that could go. That's not needed. That sort of makes the game harder for new players, as opposed to the CSGO devs have said before, where it makes it easier. It really doesn't. It means that the people cannot see it. Another thing is that the colours of the character models don't stand out as much as they did in previous iterations of the game. So making the colours a bit more vivid, removing the vinaigrette sort of thing. Vinaigrette? That's like salad, isn't it? It's just making sure that these sort of things make the game more enjoyable to play for people, more enjoyable to watch. It's just making sure that you have a game that's accessible to more than just people who have played Counter-Strike before. It isn't enjoyable for people who haven't played Counter-Strike before, I'm sure. The colours, sure, we're matching it with that whole Call of Duty brown saying, but we just want to see a game that's enjoyable to play. Something that could be useful is enabling sort of more graphic CVARs, meaning that we can change some of the settings to lower the details, getting rid of these ragdolls that take up FPS on our screen. I understand that we don't have these in CSGO to make the sort of playing field a lot more level and a lot more competitively viable, but there are a few that should be allowed. Thanks for listening to this little rant. Hopefully we'll see some changes in the near future, other than things to do with chickens and maps like that. There has been talk of Mirage becoming an official map. That's great news, as long as they don't have fucking fog and chickens. Thanks for listening, goodbye, and I'll see you again in another CSGO video. Goodbye.